Buenas tardes, bienvenidos nuevamente a Perú Conciencia, la Feria Científica del Perú. Mi nombre es Mayra Flores y vamos a continuar con esta jornada dedicada a becas y estudios de ciencia y tecnología en el extranjero. Tenemos ahora la mesa sobre el programa francés French Science y nos acompañará François Dutré. François es actualmente y desde septiembre de 2012 responsable de desarrollo en el servicio de la ingeniería educativa y académica en el Departamento de la Coordinación Geográfica de la Agencia Campus France en París. Posee un gran conocimiento de las diversas problemáticas en el área de educación superior, gracias a su vasta experiencia a nivel internacional de las embajadas de Francia en Túnez, República Tunecina, en Castries, en Santa Lucía, Maputo, Mozambique, en el Consulado General de Francia en Recife, Brasil, y en el Instituto Francés de Puerto Príncipe, Haití. Así que le damos la bienvenida a Jean-François Dutré. Te cedemos el micro, por favor, Jean-François. Ya puedes encender el audio y el video.
Gracias. Hello, everyone. My name is Jean-François Dutré, and I'm the Development Manager in the Educational and Academic Engineering Department of the Campus France Agency in Paris. I'm especially in charge of the development of tailored mobility scholarship programs for the benefit of foreign governments or foreign institutions. And today, I have the great pleasure to introduce you to our new short program, French plus Sciences. But before starting the presentation, I'd like to invite you to go on our website, campusfrance.org, and download the brochure. As you will see, it is fully detailed, and you will find there all the required information about the day-to-day program and a specific presentation of all our partners in the scientific module. I mean, internationally recognized labs, engineering schools, companies, so that you will see how we managed to design a specific training program, very practical, very professional, in which students will be involved as future engineers. Sorry if it took quite a long time to give you an overview of this PowerPoint presentation. To begin with, I'd like to remind what was our starting point in designing this program. French plus Sciences reflects our will to address university students in scientific and technical fields, English speakers, but who may be complete beginners in French. Most of the time, these scientific students don't know about the French technological know-how in cutting-edge sectors and the excellence of our scientific training, as they don't know either about the possibility they would have to follow a master degree in English in France in the very same fields. And the third characteristic is that quite often they feel afraid about planning an academic stay in France, even a short stay, if they don't already speak French before leaving. So our main purpose was to overcome the language barrier and allow non-French speaking students to experience a short program in science and perhaps partial studies in France. In order to do that, we gathered Centers for the Teaching of French as a Foreign Language, FLE centers, together with companies, labs, engineering schools, all internationally renowned in cutting-edge sectors. So that for the time being, the program is implemented in 4 regions with 4 different themes, which are focus on sustainable development, sea sciences and technologies, transport and energy, microtechnology, and biomedical engineering. So let's discover the French Sciences program. What were our main objectives in designing this program? First of all, to allow participants to explore scientific and technical cutting-edge sectors through site visits to companies, conferences, and encounters with specialists in the field. This is the scientific module. It's totally conducted in English and proposed in the afternoons for 15 hours per week. Then, second objective, to allow students to acquire or improve communication skills in French. So this is the French language module organized in the mornings for another 15 hours per week. And finally, to discover 4 of the most beautiful regions of France. This corresponds with the cultural activities module, which is fully conducted in English too, and organized on Saturdays for 7 to 10 hours per week. As for the language requirements, once again, participants may be complete beginners in French, and those who may have a certain level in French will be distributed among level groups. In English, a B2 level is required. So once again, from the very moment when the students arrive in the language center where the stay will take place, they will be fully accompanied in English. They will receive the support of a tutor who will be there, of course, to answer their questions about the day-to-day life, but above all, the tutor will help them develop their reflection about the problems and issues that will be presented to them during the scientific module. How did we manage to overcome the language barrier, and which way French Sciences is really a short program in science? Well, it's a short program because the sessions last from 3 to 4 weeks, with starting dates almost throughout the year. As we will see in a minute, next sessions are planned for June and July 2021. We already commented the 3 main components of the program corresponding with the 3 modules. But what I like to, there is a point in which I'd like to draw your attention is the possibility given to the participants to acquire ECTS credits while participating in the program. What are the objectives and contents of the scientific module? The scientific modules are built around innovative themes in cutting-edge sectors pursued by internationally recognized companies and labs in the 4 regions where we organize the French plus Sciences sessions, which are starting with the southern part of France in Montpellier. Our FLE language center partner there is Accent Français, and the theme is focus on sustainable development. Then in the western part of France, in Brittany, the name of the city is Brest, and the language center is Ciel Bretagne. The theme, which is proposed for the 3 weeks stay there, is Sea Sciences and Technologies. Then in Normandy, in Rouen, in partnership with French in Normandy, the language center, and the engineering school ESIGELEC, focus on transport and energy. Finally, in the eastern part of France, in Besançon, in partnership with the University of Franche-Comté and the CLA Language Center, microtechnology and biomedical engineering. Here you can see an overview of the introducing page of the first theme focused on sustainable development as it appears in the brochure, which once again, I do invite you to download on our website, campusfrance.org. Then we have Science and Technology of the Sea in Brest. Then focus on transport and energy in Rouen. And finally, microtechnology and biomedical engineering in Besançon. So while participating in the scientific module, students will alternatively visit companies and labs, attend presentations, experts in engineering programs, participate in thematic debates in each of the 4 regions where the French plus Sciences sessions take place. Once again, the scientific module is fully conducted in English. So you have here an overview of some of the cultural activities which will be proposed in Montpellier. Montpellier, which has a long and proud tradition of science and higher learning. It's a city internationally renowned for research in the fields of health, agronomy, and the environment, and it's among the world leaders in ecology according to the Shanghai ranking. You have here an overview of the different partners involved in the designing of the scientific module. Unfortunately, I don't have time enough now to comment them all, but once again, I do invite you to go on their websites and discover their specificities and competencies. An overview of some of the cultural activities in Brest, which is a city at the top of the European ranking for sea sciences and technologies, among the main international pools of research, a city that has invested massively in marine resources to attract and support companies specialized in marine renewable energies. It's, of course, a maritime city where research in the fields of science, information, and digital technology are particularly active. And of course, the city's university campus is also dedicated to the sea. Once again, an overview of our partners in the scientific module. And once again, I do invite you to go on their website and discover their specificities. Then we have focus on transport and energy in Normandy, in Rouen. Normandy, which is home to over 100 companies who are all leaders in the field of aeronautics and spatial technology, which together form a cluster called Normandy Aerospace. And it's also the region that represents over 70% of the companies working in research and development in the automobile industry. These are our partners in the scientific module. And here is an overview of some of the cultural activities in Besançon. We may remind here that Le Grand Besançon, Greater Besançon in English, is an industrial ecosystem based on the region's historical strengths in the field of microtechnology, a large part of them in the health sciences. In 2016, Greater Besançon and the Microtechnology Competitiveness Cluster joined the Health Tech France network, component of the prestigious French Tech organization. This demonstrates the innovative and creative capacity of region's startups in the field of the medicine of the future. So here are our partners in the scientific module in Besançon. And I'd like to stress this point about French plus Sciences, which is indeed a very practical training in which students are involved as future engineers working within world-class firms and research organizations. Students will be invited to reflect as a group on a problem linked to the present and future challenges facing engineers, and they will gain a firm grasp of the solutions and responses that France can bring to these questions by virtue of its high-level technological capabilities. I will now introduce you to the logistical aspects of the program, starting with the registration process, which is indeed very simple. Registrations and payments are done online on the website of the partners' FLE centers that can answer students' questions directly. So you can see here the links to the website of the partner FLE centers. A complete academic and logistical package, starting with the airport pickup, transportation to and from the language center. This service is offered for a group of students. Then you have 3 options of housing: university residence, host family, private apartment, tutoring and monitoring of progress together with an assessment and a final report. We already mentioned the role of the tutor in the development of the students' reflection about the problems and issues that will be presented to them in the scientific module. And finally, a medical insurance link provided by Campus France. It corresponds with a new tailor-made insurance we created in partnership with MGEL April International. This tailor-made insurance covers health repatriation and public liability costs. When applicable, it allows to obtain a visa, and a certificate is available upon payment. So you can see here the links to the online subscription in French or in English. Now, let's have a look at the table of costs, the table of fees, considering a 3-week stay and the 3 different kinds of housing: university housing, host family, private apartment. So you can notice that the most affordable stay is in Brittany, in Brest, and it costs 1,655 euros for 3 weeks in Brest in the Sea Sciences and Technologies stay. Next sessions are planned for June and July 2021. So as a conclusion, I'd like to underline the main strengths of French plus Sciences, reminding that this program creates a scientific dynamic, brings together in a single program innovators, entrepreneurs, scientists, educators, and researchers. It gives to international students an appreciation of French technological know-how in cutting-edge sectors, such as around sustainable development, sea sciences and technologies, microtechnology and biomedical engineering, transport, and energy. And finally, French plus Sciences allow them to play a very active role in their own training. So I do hope we will have the pleasure to welcome you in June or July in Montpellier, in Brest, in Rouen, or in Besançon. So see you soon, take care, and thanks a lot.
Muchísimas gracias, Jean-François, por habernos contado todas estas oportunidades que nos brindan desde Campus France. Esta actividad ha sido organizada por Campus France en Lima y Campus France París. Muchísimas gracias. Y bueno, a todos los jóvenes que nos están viendo, esta ha sido la última de las charlas de este día dedicado a la jornada dedicada a becas y estudios en pre y posgrado en ciencias, ingeniería en el extranjero. Culminamos esta sesión larga con esta importante charla, pero regresamos en breve a las 5 de la tarde porque tenemos la ciencia de los superhéroes a cargo del periodista científico y escritor argentino Juan Escalier. Va a ser una charla muy, muy interesante porque el libro ya es súper interesante, será mucho más divertido incluso escucharlo. Así que los invito a que en breve reingresen a Perú Conciencia y sigan estas actividades. Muchísimas gracias, nos vemos en breve. Gracias, Jean-François.
Muchas gracias. Hasta luego.